Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's the Jade Gemini. Hey, today I wanted to actually go and bring you a fun video idea that I ended up coming up with, and I'm like, yeah, that's actually something I know would be brilliant right around the holidays. You know, you're trying to figure out good gifts to go and get people, but you're not really wanting to spend too much money. I know I'm really in that boat, or getting some secret, Santa or secret gift givers ideas, stuff like that. So essentially, as you know, being into EDC, we're all into knives and gear and flashlights and things like that. And once you kind of see the light, no pun intended, you kind of want to start letting everybody else know, and kind of it's like infectious. So I wanted to make this video basically lights under sort of the $30-ish range, or it wouldn't break the bank if you had to buy it for a gift. They're actually quality pieces to be able to go ahead and get somebody into the gear game, and kind of get the bug started. So without further ado, let me just jump right in. The first light that I'm actually going to look like is kind of the overall feature-packed light. This is a light that just punches well above its weight, especially for the price. And that is actually the Ravivoy. God, that's a mouthful. The Ravivoy Aurora A1. So this guy is tiny. We can't all afford $60 and $70 flashlights to give out to people like these guys right here. And as a size comparison, you can see this is a D4 V2S, my favorite flashlight. And this is a Purin 2 that I just got, and I'm really loving it as well. As you can see, this is just insanely small. So, very much like these two lights, well, especially the Purin or Minio lights that have preset modes, this is feature packed. It could be a keychain light for somebody, or it could be a light that actually, here's the packaging, it actually ends up coming with a clip. So this could be a actual pocket flashlight. Also comes with a keychain, and it is rechargeable. And this is kind of a light that is sort of futuristic looking, or at least in its design. You don't have components that screw apart and traditional batteries in the inside. Everything's enclosed, which for some people that's good, some people that's bad. I kind of like it because it's just everything you need and nothing that you don't. You have a charger cover here that actually ends up going ahead and keeping everything water resistant. It's made out of like a Glock type polymer fibrous something with a stainless steel bezel, I believe this is. So it's pretty bomb proof, whether it's hanging on a keychain or you're throwing it in your pocket. Also, it has a blue light that comes on when it is charging, goes off when it's done, and then it also ends up coming on when it needs to charge. The way it works is kind of different than your standard Olight if you're kind of used to that. If you hold it, it's momentary on at the full 650 lumens, which is really cool if you have somebody who wants to have a light who maybe is using it, even though this is not a tactical light, it's really nice to be able to turn something on, look at it, or, hey, what's that thing over there? Simple. You double tap to go into the top mode, and have it fully on, and then you just tap to go through the different lumens, which, to be honest, I probably should have become more prepared and actually ended up going ahead and having the different levels of the lumen outputs. I'll go ahead and post them below. And then you actually hold once it off from the momentary off. So it's kind of a flashlight that does take some getting used to, just for the fact that you double tap to turn on, you single tap to go through the different light modes, and then you press and hold to go off. Triple is strobe, just like a lot of popular lights. So that's the first one. The second one is a cheap, simple light. Just, hey, it works. Somebody who's not into EDC, who's not going to take the time to get into enough, or is requesting, oh, I want a feature pack light like one of the ones you carry. So the second one is just a really simple, no frills light. And I'd have to go for the I1R, or 2 EOS or just the regular I1R. Honestly, the 2 is now out, so I would just go with that one. Essentially, this is a really simple light. It's a slight twist for 5 lumens, and then for the full twist, you actually engage, and it goes ahead and goes to the brighter, I want to say it's 130 lumen output. So, I mean, that's just really as simple as it is. It comes in right at about $20, I believe. And it is all attached, so there's nothing to lose. Really simple. When you're going ahead and charging it, this turns from red to green. Once it's done, you just use a USB mini, like the old style Samsung or Android chargers for these. And they come in tons and tons of colors. So that's what's really kind of fun with this. Back to, let's see here. Oh, yep, just jumping right back into it. So anyways, that's the second light, the Olight I1R2 EOS. Just a very simple light, has a broad range of performance, very easy to go ahead and use, a peanut light if you will. So that is definitely what I would suggest, just to get somebody a good quality light that's going to last, going to work. Also, what I was wanting to say is back to the Aurora really quick. Also, another great thing about this is you can get a warmer color light. As you can see, this is more of a white-ish, and this is more warm. You can get a Nikita for this, lower lumens, but definitely a warmer light, so it won't hurt your eyes as much if you do it in the middle of the night, and more accurate color representation in the middle of the night. So I did want to say that for the Aurora, having some options there, and I don't think it's an upcharge at all. The next one, just going right into that, is a tactical sort of light. If you have somebody who's really into that type of stuff, thinks that's cool, or maybe just it would be easier to have that type of light. So the first one for sure that I want to pick up myself is this really value, geez, I can't even believe this is a Lumentop Tool AA 2.0. It's an EDC flashlight, through and through. It's pretty small. I would probably, I haven't got one in front of me, so I can't really speak, but I believe it's about the same size as a i3T EOS, roughly. So it's probably about this big in size, but not in diameter. So this is a great flashlight because you have a lot of different things that I really, really like. When I had a Raylight Pineapple, I love the fact that it was both a AA, if you ended up going ahead and getting in an emergency, but it also a 14500 battery, which is just slightly longer than a AA, but about the same diameter. But being that it's a lithium, you're able to pump a lot more juice out of the light. So this light is a multi-mold flashlight, essentially, that you have a very high at 650, same as the Aurora that we just saw. You also have a Moonlight, which is 0.3 lumens, which is huge for me. I talk about this in a lot of my flashlight reviews, that I like really low. I have a baby sometimes in the middle of the night going in there, fumbling around, or just walking around the house. I don't want light shining under doors and waking him up or anything like that. So Moonlight's huge for adjusted eyes. And then you have, stepped modes in between that go from the Moonlight to a more casual, to a more outdoor, to a more search, and then the turbo, the maximum, hey, I'm looking around light. I am not sure if this does have a strobe mode. Again, it is something that I haven't had this light in front of me. I do plan to get it, but I really love the fact that the price right here on Amazon, actually shows that it's a $20 light. Lumentop is a brand that everybody's heard of once you've gotten into the EDC, flashlight enthusiast, whatever you want to say. Yeah, I can't wait to pick this one up. And I think it comes in like a little different colors for a little bit of a different price. And you can pick up a cheap rechargeable, Olight battery even is like a $10 from Olight. Put their 14500 in there, and you're good to go. A good alternative to that, if you don't want something so complex, you want more of a simple light that is around that size, is actually probably one of my favorite Olight models. I actually have one, but it's currently lost. Is actually the i3 TOS that I mentioned. Again, you can see the prices here, and they come in a broad range of colors. I have the desert tan one, there's black, there's a red one, there's, you know, all different colors really, and they're probably going to keep making more and more. And this is just a really simple AAA light, definitely not as bright or feature packed as the Lumen Top, but it's just simple. And honestly, the workload that it can do is, you know, pretty capable for, you know, 90% of the light needs that most people are going to need. It has 5 lumens, which is great for indoors, and 180 for outdoors. You know, it's more than enough for, you know, me just watching my dogs on my yard as they're going to the restroom, or looking around for a glass of water in the middle of the night or whatever. Also, as you can see, they've just released the titanium. Now it says it is limited. They released the titanium version, so that can upgrade, kind of match, you know, your EDC gear, knives, whatever, if you are into doing that. So this is another great option. And again, with Olight, you have a big community that you can end up getting on Facebook. You can have a camaraderie. It's kind of like one of those things where it's kind of like the Toyota Camry of lights, right? Olight's just, you know, work. They're not really customizable, but they are great. They last, and, you know, if there's any problems, they have great customer service. So that's a great tactical alternative. This is just 5 lumens. You tap it again, click it into place. It's 180. You don't have to think. It's just stupid simple, if you will. So those are my those would be my sort of suggestions for great holiday gifts on the cheap. Again, you have the Aurora, comes in like black, gray, and olive drab that you see here, for a feature-packed light that has tons of features. For a more simplistic light, again, you have the i1R2, just, you know, low and high. For a feature-packed light that's more tactical, you know, maybe less of a keychain light or less of a small light and more of something to get a hold of, you actually have this 14500 and AA, you know, optionable light. And then if you want something a little bit more simple in the same price range that's tactical, you can end up going with our Olight, an i3 TOS. So, like I said, can't thank you enough. I mean, that's really simply it. Have any questions, please, you know, like and, you know, comment below. I love to see how, you know, I'm doing, or also just if you have any comments that I can answer for you, please comment down below. If you like these type of videos, subscribe. You know, I am aggressively trying to grow the channel from a small channel, and, you know, going ahead and ramping up content. Of course, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to go ahead and reach out. I know there is so many different content creators you could choose from. And I hope that you guys have a great start to the rest of the holidays and start to the new year. Everybody take care and be safe. Peace.